Okay, for this section under the topic indices, we are exploring the the thing on simple interest and compound interest. Okay, so simple interest should have been covered in the lower set. Okay, so anyway, I will do a quick recap first. So a quick recap of interest. Interest is like extra money. So interest is like extra money. Okay, so when do we get the extra money? So we get the extra money when we keep money in the bank. So when we keep money in the bank, then we are rewarded with extra money. So the bank give you the extra money to reward you for keeping money with them. So that's called interest. Okay. Or sometimes when we borrow money from the bank, we will pay the bank interest. So we got to pay the bank extra money. So there are two ways of looking at interest. So sometimes you receive the extra money or sometimes you pay the extra money. Okay, so that is like different situation. Okay, so this formula should be, you should know it in fact one. So this one is simple interest. So simple interest is I. Okay, is equivalent to PRT over 100. Okay, I is the amount of extra money. It's a simple interest. So I, in a way, is the extra money that you will get or you will pay. P is the original sum of money. Okay, in this case, it can be any amount that you borrow from the bank or the amount that you keep with the bank. Okay, R is the rate per annum. So per annum is referring to per year. Okay, some students are very weak in this. So they will always forget what is called per annum. Per annum is per year. T is the time in years. So usually the rate is per year, the time is in terms of year. Okay. So okay, so when you borrow money, you got to return the money plus the extra money. So the extra money is called the interest, simple interest. Okay, so the formula will not be provided to you or during the exam. You need to memorize it. Okay, so let's try to look at example one first. Okay, June invested 60,000. Okay, sorry. June invested 60,000 at an annual rate of 8% simple interest. So annual rate is a yearly rate. So from here, you should be able to tell that the principal amount will be 60,000. The R will be 8%, and the time will be 4 years. So how much money is she withdrawing? So it's a very simple question. So 60,000 belongs to her. So obviously she will withdraw the 60,000, and because she got the extra money for 4 years, so she's being rewarded with for keeping the money for 4 years. So how much is she rewarded? So you just plug directly into the formula. So just plug directly into the formula, and then you punch calculator. So when you do this, this is the extra money that is rewarded to her. So she is rewarded with an extra 19,000. But is she going to withdraw only 90,000? No. Okay, so one of the misconceptions some people will forget. She will withdraw whatever that is original hers and the original money. So she will withdraw a total of this. Okay, so this one is a very simple question. Example 2A. Okay, example 2A, right, is asking for the time. So this will be the principal amount. So you invest this 5,000 and the interest rate is 6%. So how long does it take? So actually I'm supposed to find the time. How long does it take for the amount to add up to 7,004? So how much? So you got to think it in this way. From 5,000, the bank account grow to 7,004. So there is an extra money. So the extra money is the simple interest. So the simple interest is 7,004. minus 5,000. So I get 2,004. Okay, so take the formula. So in this case, you're interested to find T. So I wouldn't suggest that you try to do percentage, you try to do like primary school kind of thinking. By now, you should be very good at your simple algebra. So I would suggest, right, you actually substitute in the relevant value. So what do I mean by that? So for example, I know that the interest is 2,004. I know that the principal is 5,000. I know that the R is 6, and I'm supposed to find T. So I will suggest you do something like this. You do in an equation format. Okay, so when you do it in your equation format, you can just punch calculator on this part. So when you just punch calculator on this part, you will get 300 T. So you get something like this. So you can do simple algebra. So T will be 2004 divided by 300. So you will get 8, which is 8 years. Okay, so please don't try to do like simple percentage. Okay, I would rather you try to insert into the formula and then you cross multiply or play around with it like simple algebra. Okay, then the next one, so in 2A, we have an unknown T. So in 2B, we have an unknown rates. So if you look carefully in 2B, the 40,000 is the principal amount. So whenever you see the information given, you should be able to match it to the formula. So T is equal to 8, and the simple interest is 14,000. So I will be interested to find out what is the rates. That means what is the yearly rate that is being rewarded. So in this case, again, plug into the formula. Plug into the PRT over 100 formula. So plug in the interest. Plug in the P. Okay, R is the one that we are interested to find. Plug in whatever that you have. Okay, you can you can cross multiply or you can punch calculator. So usually I prefer to punch calculator. You punch this on your calculator. So if you punch this on your calculator, you will get 3,002. So it's 3,002 R, and R will be 14400 divided by 3,002. So you will get a 4.5. So the yearly rate is 4.5%. Okay, so this is just a recap. So you should be trying to play around with the formula. Okay, in example 3, it's just a simple use of the formula. See whether you can use the formula correctly or not. So in part A, P is 870, R is 5%, T is 3 years. So remember, it has to be years. So what will be the simple interest? So according to the formula, PRT over 100. So it will be quite easy. So you will get $130.50. Okay, part B may be a bit more tricky. Part B, the P is $1,280. R is 8. Now this is 9 months. So you need to remember to convert to years. So 9 months is actually 9 over 12 years, which is 3/4 years. Okay, so how much simple interest? So PRT over 100, but the T will be 3/4. It's not a full year yet. So you must remember this. Okay, then you just punch directly into your calculator. So that's how you get $76.80. So this is what we call simple interest. Okay, simple interest, right, is very simple because that means, right, they just give you a fixed rate every year. Okay, so one more example on simple interest. This one, maybe there's a bit of complication. So Mr. Jones is going to borrow 18,000. 18,000 is the principal. And the rate is 6.5 every year. Okay, so the trick in this question is he's going to return 8,000 at the end of first year. Okay, so you got to think about what happened at the end of the first year. So at the end of the first year, how much interest will he owe the bank? Okay, do the PRT over 100. So calculate the interest that he will owe the bank after 1 year. So do a PRT over 100 to find out how much he actually owe the bank after 1 year. Okay, he doesn't owe the bank this amount. He actually owe the bank 18,000 and the extra interest. So logically speaking, right, at the end of 1 year, he actually owe the bank this amount. But then he decided to repay 8,000 to the bank. So after repaying, he still owe the bank. He will be left with this amount of debt. The debt that he is left with will be this, subtracting the 8,000, because he choose to repay. So he's left with this amount of debt. Okay, so then he wants to clear his debt at the end of the second year. That means, right, at the end of the first year, this is the amount of debt. Okay, so with that amount of debt, okay, the bank is going to calculate one more time of interest. So now his debt is reduced. I think I pressed wrongly. So this is the interest that he owed for the second year. So how much does he need to repay at the end of second year? Okay, so he will repay this and the extra money. So at the end of the second year, he will need to pay this amount. Okay, so you got to think like year by year, so there will be a bit of complication, but we are still using back the same formula. Okay, so simple interest is the formula is PRT over 100. Hopefully you can recall. Okay, if you think you need a bit more practice on this, right? Actually the Sec 1 has this kind of question.